you can understand Bitcoin as digital capital. It is the asset without the issuer. If it's digital capital, then it's going to grow to a $200 trillion plus network over time. And the value to the United States is anywhere from $3 trillion to $100 trillion if the US begins to acquire that network. So as digital capital, it can negate or retire the national debt, or it can convert us from owing 40 trillion to owning 40 trillion of net assets. So
I think Bitcoin is well on its way to disrupting gold. That's a $20 trillion market. I think it's going to be used for international transaction and cross-border transactions. That's another many $trillion market. And then you can divide that by the number of Bitcoin and you end up with a target amount. At Bitwise, we think it's going to cross $1 million by 2029.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting at more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told his members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will. During that auction that we saw a little bit before, the attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets. Now,
it was not just a poor auction; it was absolutely lousy. And you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a Treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the NWO book and the Crypto Teacher book. The NWO book shows you how the world really works, and especially in the times that we're in right now, it's definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep. And in 2025, the NWO is going to turn on that alarm clock. It's up to you whether you wake up or not, whether you're going to hit that snooze button. Remember, my people perish from the lack of knowledge because they reject it. And guys, we're going to see stablecoin regulation, which is the foundation of this new digital economy, and it sets up down the road 2028, 2029 for that free money. And then also, of course, in the first quarter of 2025, we always get a correction. But we have trillions of dollars sitting on the sideline in money market accounts. And then plus, we know the Fed is going to cut rates. Not a lot this year, but they're definitely going to cut rates. So I see us getting a correction and then moving back up. And then we have the two powerhouses, China and the U.S., will step up these tariffs on each other. And of course, guys, that's going to hit certain parts of the market. But then we also have the hacks. We have the Birdman. We have the drums are beaten and more movies to come, as we can see. And inflation is going to stay sticky, and layoffs are going to step up while they move in all this automation. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. In the first quarter, then the master magician set up a distraction so the Fed can cut rates, and then we move up. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto flat. And don't forget, we're the only game in town. And make sure you watch the video I did last night. Guys, you can't make this stuff up. They are getting this economy ready for the 4th Industrial Revolution right in front of the sheep's eyes, and the sheep don't have no clue. It's March Madness, so they're focused on things that don't matter. We're definitely in Rome. Babylon 2.0, that is America. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And this week again is going to be a roller coaster ride, because we have futures contracts ending on Friday. And then don't forget, 21 Shares is closing down 2 of its futures ETFs. So do not forget that, guys. So it's definitely going to be some volatility at the end of the month and the beginning of the first of the month, just because Trump is talking about these tariffs. We don't know whether they're going to get applied or not. We know he says it and then pulls back. Flexibility. So for the next 2 weeks, they will be volatile. So just make sure you're paying attention to the geopolitical events, and then also make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We had yield rates on Friday overall up We had the dollar up. We have volume in crypto right now down. We have Tether and USDC. And we have regulators halt Athena's USDE stablecoin offering in Germany over concerns. And basically, they need to get approved from MiCA. And then, guys, we have the Fed. Repo at $200 billion yesterday. Make sure you pull it on a daily basis during the week. And as the markets got more volatile, we saw that repo go up. And why did that repo go up? Because that's how they manipulate the long end. And don't forget, Jerome Powell finally admitted it. Even though on mainstream media, they say the Fed can't manipulate the long end, Jerome Powell clearly stated they can do that through the repo. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And guys, we know the Fed wants to keep rates high for longer to destroy this legacy market so Trump can build this fourth industrial revolution. And Trump is going to go down in history for bringing on this new economy. And when the people get that free money, you know he's going to be considered one of the best presidents. We've seen this movie before, and then also we saw the simulation being ran during the C word. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have some central banks are worried whether the Fed can produce dollars in times of market stress. And remember, guys, they cause a problem, wait for the reaction, and run in with the solution. The only way they're going to bring in these stable coins is due to a crisis. And that crisis is already being set up. We see so many people being laid off, and these are the good jobs. We know at the bottom, they already have the machines ready. But these executive jobs where you just can't go and find another one. So as humanity leaves the workforce, the machines are coming in. And of course, the people are going to react, complain. And then we know the government is going to bring in that universal basic income. Problem, reaction, solution. It works every time. It's undefeated. And we know the Hegelian dialectic is undefeated. Guys, remember, this is a plan. It moves in phases. And Trump wants to get rid of all this debt and devalue the dollar to get us on the level playing field. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now we have the Bitcoin, Ethereum, spot ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale. Bitcoin was slightly up. Also, Ethereum spot ETFs was slightly down on Friday. Now, getting over into a little crypto news. We have the U.S. Treasury Department announced it will remove its sanctions against Tornado Cash. And we know privacy is definitely the new gold. And we know the big money is going to be used in Tornado Cash. But since the administration has changed, we see the hold on crypto is being released. And we're going to see the space move faster and faster. It may not show up in the price, but we'll definitely see them building. Now we have real-world assets are now a 10 billion asset class. And we know that's going to be in the trillions. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. And we have Coinbase is in advanced discussions to acquire Deribit. And we know the next phase in this crypto space is consolidation. Once we get the consolidation done, where it's only a few left, then they'll flip that switch on crypto. And then lastly, we have the UAE commits $1.4 trillion for 10-year investment framework in the U.S. for AI infrastructure, semiconductors, energy, and American manufacturing. And we know the reason why. It's all due to the fourth industrial revolution, the machine takeover. And we already see it in the Middle East. The Middle East is definitely leading the fourth industrial revolution. The only thing you have to do is check out the metaverse over there. They're clearly way ahead of everyone else. And when we keep hearing about manufacturing, guys, they're talking about the machines manufacturing, not the sheep. You definitely don't want these manufacturing jobs. The only reason they're bringing manufacturing back to the United States because the machines are going to be doing the majority of the job. We've already heard this from NVIDIA CEO, all the CEOs, these robot factories. They want the robots, algorithms, and drones to take the economy over, pay each other with crypto, and the sheep to go inside the metaverse. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.